Tonight, Troy students get involved in the community.
Plus, things heat up in the kitchen. Stay tuned. Troy TrojanVision Nightly News starts now.
From the high-definition digital production center on the Troy campus, with news from Troy University locations around the world, this is Troy TrojanVision Nightly News.
Hello and welcome to Troy TrojanVision Nightly News for August 29, 2012. I'm Christina Cook.
And I'm Bailey Majors. Thank you for joining us this evening. Troy students looking for ways to get more involved with helping in the community but didn't know how had a chance to learn ways to do so today. Bobby Wagner has the story.
Wednesday morning, Troy University students had the chance to find ways to help out the community, thanks to a volunteer fair in the Trojan Center ballroom.
It's just a good opportunity for students to come out and get connected to community agencies in need of volunteers.
14 different agencies turned out to see if they could recruit Troy students to give a little help.
Those range from the Senior Center to Boys and Girls Club to Big Brothers Big Sisters to the Child Advocacy Center to the Chattahoochee River Keeper. So there's a lot of things that students can get involved in regardless of what they're interested in.
With such a variety of options, Sealand hopes that students can find exactly what best fits their personal interest while branching out into the Troy community.
I think it's just important for students to understand that this is their community, and part of being in a community is giving back to it. And a lot of student organizations look for service, but beyond just checking that box that I did the service, we're really hoping that students take ownership in the local community and start to address critical needs that it's facing.
But even though Sealand wants students to help out in the Troy community, he hopes the lessons learned in volunteering will stick with them after they leave.
You know, eventually students are going to graduate. They're going to go out and live in their own community, and through this type of activity, through volunteering, through service, through being aware of what's going on, we're teaching them the skills needed to go forward and help out their own community through giving back, no matter where they live after they graduate.
Bobby Wagner, Troy TrojanVision News.
And students don't have long to wait for a chance to volunteer. Troy will hold its annual Service Day on September 8th. Students who are interested in getting involved can contact Sealand in the Learning Initiative office in Eldridge Hall.
Well, this Saturday, Troy and UAB will hit the field to kick off the football season. But the Trojan Blazer competition won't be limited to the gridiron. Troy University's executive chef will pit his culinary skills against his Blazer rival in a battle to see who's the top university chef. Deandra Montgomery has the details.
There will be a game before the Trojan football team hits the field, but instead of balls in a playbook, it will be utensils and a cookbook. The Battle of the Chefs will be on September 1st between Troy's head executive chef, Clay Lyles, and UAB's head chef, Adrian Cordes. While the Blazers and Trojans have been rivals for years on the field, this competition off the field is a newly formed rivalry.
It's the first year that we're doing it, and hopefully when they come here to play next year, we'll do it here. We'll do it again. And so we're going to try it this time and see how it goes and see what kind of turnout we have and go from there.
This is the first time Lyles has ever entered a contest such as this. But if you can't take the heat, stay out of the kitchen.
I get a little stage fright, but once I start chopping and dicing, it'll go away. It's like, it's like our football players before a football game. A few butterflies. Then you go out there and start warming up, and it goes away.
This chef is going into the battle fully unaware of what available ingredients and pantry items he will have for the cook-off. However, Lyles states that he has years of experience to back him up, and what will help him win this competition is sticking with his instincts.
Knowing what equipment I have worked with, first of all, helps a little bit, and that's part of my game plan. But, I mean, this could be anything from ramen noodles to filet mignon. I mean, I have no idea. And it also depends on when I get there what I see in the pantry. My game plan is to not dilly-daddle and just do it.
So as Lyles prepares for the big battle this weekend, he has only one thing to say.
I'm going to win this for Troy University and for Coach Blakely. You can count on me.
Deandra Montgomery, Troy TrojanVision News.
The Battle of the Chefs will take place Saturday morning at 9 a.m. at the Blazer Village at Legion Field. The winner will be announced at halftime of the game. Well, Bailey, the Johnson Center for the Arts seems to put on exhibits throughout the year for Pike County residents.
That's right, Christina, and art lovers in the city of Troy have an opportunity to view an art show that has traveled across the United States. The Johnson Center for the Arts gives Pike County residents the opportunity to view artwork from all over the country. And currently, the center is showcasing an exhibit entitled Faith, Magic, Love and Death, The Cautionary Tales of the End of Times.
The theme behind this exhibit is the end times. And so we have 6 individual artists who have created pieces based around what they think and what they imagine the end times will be like.
The 6 artists include Kansas artist Marco Fields. Drinkard says his envision of the end of times is represented by detailed pottery featuring nature affected by large industrial companies.
Several of his pieces feature big oil companies and conglomerate companies and some animals that have been affected by things like oil spills.
Drinkard says though the exhibit may have a darker theme than other exhibits at the Johnson Center, if you spend some time with the art, you may develop a different perspective on the artwork.
You may wonder why a lot of the pieces have dark colors and feature doom and gloom kind of things. And then when you read about this exhibit, you can easily see that there is a theme behind it, and it's very interesting.
Drinkard also says that the Johnson Center is very proud to showcase the End of Times exhibit.
It is really different from a lot of the other exhibits that we have because it has an incredible theme. It's also a traveling exhibit that's traveled all across the United States, and so we're very lucky to have an exhibit that's been in Denver, Colorado, Minneapolis, and then here in Troy, Alabama.
The End of Times exhibit runs through September 6th. If you would like to view the exhibit, the Johnson Center for the Arts is open Wednesday through Friday from 10 to 5 and Saturday from 10 to 3. Admission is free.
And now taking a look at news from around the state. In Mobile, Hurricane Isaac has dumped more than 5 inches of rain on the Alabama coast and knocked out power to some residents, but it hasn't interrupted the everyday life of others. Restaurants and convenience stores open in Orange Beach and Gulf Shores today, and other businesses returned to normal after hunkering down for the hurricane.
And in Montgomery, former Governor Don Siegelman is headed back to federal prison in Oakdale, Louisiana. Siegelman asked during a recent resentencing hearing that he be allowed to complete his sentence close to home in Birmingham.
And in Italia, former State Senator Larry Means, who was acquitted in Alabama's gambling corruption trial, has made an overwhelming political comeback. He was elected mayor of Italia last night. He pulled in 69% of the vote in a 4-way race.
Still to come on Troy TrojanVision Nightly News, football season is just around the corner, and Danielle Percival will get you ready for the season with a look at the team when she joins us with sports.
But first, Hurricane Isaac hit southern Louisiana with harsh winds and water rising over the levees. We'll have that story and more after the break.
Toppled trees, down power lines, and people being rescued from their rooftops. The damage from Isaac continues. I'm Karen Brown in New Orleans, and coming up, we'll have the very latest.
When you're finished with your food or beverage cartons, toss it in the recycling bin. Because every carton is recyclable and can be turned into useful paper products. When the contents are gone, let the carton live on. Recycle your cartons.
You don't have to be an Olympian to know that kids need physical activity, that learning to swim can keep them safe. You don't have to be an Olympian to know how to get your kids involved in swimming. Go to swimtoday.org and take the first step.
Doctor and nurse.
I want to work in the NFL.
Troy University's College of Health and Human Services prepares students for high-demand careers of today and tomorrow. Careers offering attractive pay and the opportunity to make a difference in the lives of others.
My courses aren't just classwork. I've worked with the Department of Human Resources to put my skills to work with helping people. I couldn't think of anything else I'd rather be doing.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning Troy TrojanVision Nightly News.
And now for a look at what's happening across the nation and around the world, we'll go to Christina Cook at the Global News Desk. Christina.
Thanks, Bailey. It's been a day of dramatic rescues as Tropical Storm Isaac pounds southern Louisiana. Isaac hit New Orleans as a Category 1 hurricane, pushing water over levees outside the city. Karen Brown has the latest.
Firefighters used an axe to break through the roof of a home that's completely underwater.
They rescued a man and his dogs who were trapped inside. At least 75 people were rescued from the rooftops of their homes after Hurricane Isaac's floodwaters poured over an 18-mile stretch of levee in Plaquemines Parish outside New Orleans. Cheryl Hicks of Brathwaite says her entire town is wiped out.
It's horrible. Everybody else is gone.
Sharon Sylvia and her family tried to drive away from the rising water, but it was raining too hard. They were stranded until a boat picked them up and got them to safety.
And they took us out of the attic into the boat. It's very bad down there, very bad.
The giant storm has been churning over land, dumping as much as an inch of rain per hour. Winds that topped 80 miles per hour knocked down trees and power lines, leaving more than 500,000 people without power in southern Louisiana. The mayor of New Orleans has issued a dusk-to-dawn curfew in the city as Isaac continues to move through.
The wind has been real intense. The roof's been feeling like it wants to pull off, but overall, I think we're going to make it.
New Orleans' rebuilt levee system is holding up, but the Army Corps of Engineers is expected to remain on high alert throughout the night. Karen Brown, CBS News, New Orleans.
After rousing speeches from Ann Romney and Chris Christie, Republicans say their party is energized. Tonight, presidential candidate Paul Ryan accepts his nomination. Randall Pinkston has the latest from Tampa.
Wisconsin delegates are getting their convention hall signs ready for Paul Ryan's big speech tonight. They say their conservative congressman is the perfect complement to Mitt Romney.
He is the new generation, and what a great leader we have in Paul Ryan.
Democrats say Ryan's budget plan will devastate Medicare, but GOP delegates here say it's time to make tough choices.
I think people are tired of having things sugar-coated, and I don't think we want to be dazzled anymore. I think we want to be told the truth.
Ryan's wife Jana appeared this morning at a breakfast with Ann Romney.
Wasn't Ann great last night?
Ann Romney electrified the convention hall as she spoke lovingly about her husband.
I thought she was wonderful. She rocked it.
She's a real person. I think that came across last night.
Some of the focus shifts to foreign policy tonight when Senator John McCain and former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice take the stage. Polls show voters trust President Obama more than Romney to handle international affairs. But Rice is ready to argue the Republican White House hopeful will make a better commander-in-chief.
A President Romney, I think, would understand American exceptionalism, would not be afraid to lead from in front.
Today, Romney spoke with veterans in Indianapolis. He delivers his acceptance speech tomorrow night. Randall Pinkston, CBS News, Tampa.
If you're a man and you like chocolate, this may be music to your ears. A new study finds the natural ingredients found in chocolate may prevent stroke. Manuel Gallegos reports.
Steve Behrens just bought himself a Godiva chocolate shake.
You eat a lot of chocolate? Probably more than I should. I do like my chocolate.
Turns out that chocolate may help keep him from having a stroke. A Swedish study looked at more than 37,000 men and found those who regularly ate chocolate had a lower risk of stroke.
What they were able to show that there was approximately 20% decrease in the number of strokes in those individuals who had the highest consumption of chocolate versus those who did not eat chocolate at all.
The benefits may be related to the natural flavonoids in chocolate, which appear to have antioxidant, anti-clotting, and anti-inflammatory properties. They can also decrease bad cholesterol and lower blood pressure. So just how much chocolate does it take to help prevent a stroke? Well, the study suggests not that much at all, about a third of a cup a week. Roel Sargent and his wife have no problem with that.
We certainly have some every day, whether it's a chocolate chip cookie or a candy bar or chocolate-covered strawberry, we eat chocolate.
But doctors say just don't overdo it.
I think the health benefits in moderation will outweigh the extra calories.
And unlike other research touting the benefits of dark chocolate, the Swedish men ate mostly milk chocolate. Manuel Gallegos, CBS News, New York.
And that wraps things up from the Global News Desk. To see more stories from across the country and around the world, you can tune in to TrojanVision Global News right here after the nightly news. Now, back to you, Bailey.
Thank you, Christina. And now Danielle Percival joins us for a look at sports. So Danielle, earlier in the show, we talked about the Battle of the Chefs competition that's taking place in UAB this weekend.
Well, that's right, Bailey. It's part of the rivalry weekend between Troy and UAB. That rivalry is extending not only on the field but off. But for the on-the-field portion, let's take a look. After a less than stellar year in 2011, the Trojan football team is looking for redemption this year, and that all starts with Week 1. When you begin a season with a 6th conference championship in sight, only to finish the year at 3-9, it's a bit of a disappointment, but that leaves a lot of room for improvement.
We want to get off to a lot better start than we did last year, obviously. That's what we've been working for the past, 6-7 months, and I think everybody's just ready to stop playing each other. We're tired of seeing the same defense, just like they're tired of seeing us every day.
The first challenge of the year will be the UAB Blazers in Birmingham this weekend, and head coach Larry Blakeney says the team will be prepared to hit the field and give it their all.
I think we're a better team than we've been. I think we're approaching readiness as far as trying to be ready to go in and play hard and hopefully play a flawless game.
But Blakeney isn't the only one who thinks the team will be ready against the Blazers.
When Coach E tells us all the time, go out, come out, play hard and play fast. And I think we do that, we're going to come out on top.
I think it's going to be a good day for us. We just got to get off to a quick start. And, I think things are going to go our way.
Well, I expect it to be a hard-fought game. It's always been a hard-fought game by both sides and close normally. And so we want to be sure that we don't disappoint anybody.
Only a few more days till kickoff. The Trojans and the Blazers will hit the field on Saturday with kickoff set for 11 a.m. in Birmingham. After an 0-3 start to the season, the volleyball team has had some time off to sharpen their skills and get ready for the weekend. The Trojans were swept in 2 matches over the weekend and only won 1 set the entire tournament. The Trojans won't get the chance to hit the court again until the weekend, but until then, head coach Sonny Kirkpatrick says his team is going to be looking to improve.
We thought ball control would be one of our main strong points this year, and our serve receive really let us down last weekend. So we're looking, and we work on it every day in practice for an hour, so it was really disappointing to see how we really received the ball this weekend.
The Trojans return to action in the First State Skyhawk Invitational, taking on UT Martin at 7 Friday evening. After a busy week last week, the Trojan soccer team has also had some time off to get their legs under them and regroup for the weekend. One of the standouts so far this season has been goalkeeper Maddie Winter. She has started all 5 games for the Trojans this year and been tasked with replacing starter Ashley Branham. Branham started 78 games for Troy during her career. Head coach Chris Bentley says he's pleased with the performance he has seen from the goalkeepers this season.
Yeah, I think Maddie's done well, and to be honest, I think Katie Camino-Lewis has done well too. I think both of them have gone in and really competed for that position. They hold their own, and we're not really looking back, we're looking forward, and we're pretty pleased with where they are right now.
The Trojans will take the pitch Friday afternoon at 3 at the Trojan Soccer Complex to take on Louisiana Tech as part of the Trojan Classic. So Bailey, Christina, football season is almost here. It's going to be another action-packed weekend for Troy sports. This time football's going to be involved, so best of luck to all the teams as they're in action this weekend.
Absolutely. I know everyone at Troy is definitely looking forward to that game this weekend.
That's right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Coming up on TrojanVision Nightly News, we'll find out what topic could play a big role for voters in this year's election.
But first, we've seen sunny skies and scattered showers throughout the week, but can we expect any rain from Isaac? Bree?
We have seen a mix of those conditions throughout the week, but it looks like that rain may be here to stay through the weekend. I'll have more coming up next in weather.
He serves his party best, who serves the country best. Rutherford B. Hayes.
Patriotism is easy to understand in America. It means looking out for yourself by looking out for your country. Calvin Coolidge.
Government is the people's business, and every man, woman, and child becomes a shareholder with the first penny of tax paid. Ronald Reagan.
There's nothing wrong in America that can't be fixed of what is right in America. William Clinton.
Be the we now.
It's not over. Japan still needs our help. This is not yesterday's news. It's happening now. This is Japan now. Let's help.
high-definition digital production studios of Troy University. You're watching the award-winning TrojanVision Nightly News.
And now Bree Sanders joins us for a look at weather.
So, Bree, I think the main thing that's on everyone's mind as we're progressing through the week is what type of weather can we expect for the weekend? You know, we haven't been getting any Isaac aftermath or anything like that or weather from that. So what can we expect here?
Well, it seems as if as we head into the weekend, we may have those rainy conditions come our way. They may not be too heavy, but nevertheless, we will be seeing a little bit of rain. But I'll get more into that in just a moment. Let's take a look at our campus snapshot. Right now on campus, we see that it's partly cloudy outside. It looks like it may start raining any minute now, so whether you're headed to class or headed home from work, you may want to grab an umbrella or a light jacket just to stay out of that those rainy conditions. Looking at our current conditions right now, we have partly cloudy skies, temperatures at 81 degrees, dew points at 74 degrees, humidity is at 80%, barometers at 29.88 inches and steady, winds are coming in from the east at 8 miles per hour. Today's stats, we had a high today of 88, a low of 74. There was no rain today. The sun rises at 6:18 a.m. and it should set at 7:11 p.m. Looking at our temperatures around the state, overall the state is experiencing some lower 80-degree temperatures, Mobile coming in at 81, Huntsville with a high at 88, Birmingham at 84, Montgomery at 87, Troy at 81, Phoenix City and Dothan both at 82. Looking at our temperatures around the southeast, here in our area we see we're in the mid-80s right now, and as we move throughout the rest of the southeast into the Carolinas, those conditions remain constant. But as we take a look over here into the Texas area, they're in about the mid-90s right now, 10 degrees warmer than what we've been experiencing, which is pretty strange, seeing as though Isaac is right here to the east of them, bringing in no precipitation their way. As we look at our current temperatures around the United States here, as we take a look at the West Coast, they're in the mid-80s, much like we are in those very warm temperatures. And as we come back towards the east, we see they're in about the 100-degree temperatures here in the Dakota areas here. A lot warmer than what we've been looking at lately. Taking a look at our current surface map, we have a cold front coming in, possibly coming towards our way later on this week, bringing in those rainy conditions as well as some lower temperatures. But as we take a closer look into our area, we see that we have a few precipitation systems here. And as we come back over here into the Mississippi and Louisiana area here in New Orleans, we see that Hurricane Isaac is here to stay, bringing in those tropical storm conditions here in their area, about 10 to 12 inches of rain or so, possibly bringing in that precipitation towards our area for the rest of the week. Looking at our temperature change, it seems as if in our area we're about 4 degrees cooler than where we've been lately, possibly because of the rain difference and bringing in all those precipitation systems for the rest of the week. As we take a look at our precipitation forecast for the next 48 hours, it seems as if the southeast as a whole will be covered in rain, a little bit heavier in some areas as we head towards the southernmost part of our state. Like I said earlier, as we move back to the Louisiana, North New Orleans areas, they get a little bit heavy because of that Hurricane Isaac. As we move into tomorrow, here in our area, we still will be seeing that rain. It will let up just a little bit, but nevertheless, we will have about a 40% chance of rain, so don't get rid of that rain gear just yet. As we go into Friday, that rain gets a little bit heavier into our area, as well as to the states to the east and the west of us. Moving into Saturday on game day, if you happen to be traveling to Birmingham or if you stay here in Troy, you will still need that rain gear. So don't expect for it to let up just too soon. We still have about a 40% chance of rain or so be prepared for that. As we end out our week, we see that rain lets up right here, gets a little bit lighter in our area, but nevertheless, make sure you stay on the lookout for the rain conditions. Later on tonight, we have about a 40% chance of rain, scattered showers, very windy in our area, winds coming in from the east-southeast at about 8 miles per hour with a low of 74 degrees. So tonight will be much like last night. Kind of warm tonight. You may want to grab an umbrella just in case it does decide to rain. As we head into tomorrow, we have about a 60% chance of rain, scattered thunderstorms. It'll be very windy and humid tomorrow. Winds coming in from the east-southeast at about 14 miles per hour with a high of 84. So tomorrow will be much like today. Very cloudy outside, except we have a bigger chance of rain tomorrow, so make sure you keep that rain gear with you. Take a look at our 4-day forecast. On Thursday, we have that high of 84 degrees with a low of 72. Moving into Friday, that high gets to 89, a little bit warmer than what we've been experiencing for the past few days. That low gets to 72. As we go into Saturday and Sunday, the high gets back into the 90s and remains with a low at the 72. So, Christina, we have had a mixture of conditions earlier this week, but it looks like for the next 5 days, maybe even 6 days, we will have those rain conditions coming in from Hurricane Isaac, but we shouldn't be expecting too much bad weather, but nevertheless, keep that rain gear with you at all times.
Okay, well, I'll be sure to make sure I have my raincoat or umbrella on me at all times.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Bree.
You're welcome.